problem.
Yes.
There's nowhere in the world where technology solved the problem of corruption, theft, and dishonesty. There was a video I was watching during the week where Jirongo, former Lugari MP Jirongo, was interviewing PLO Lumumba and was also interviewing Sifuna. So, and Jirongo has been part of that system. So now he's coming on the other side,
yes,
like trying to unveil the lead on some of the things that happened, where he said, and I think that's what sometimes even makes good politicians go rogue. Like where he said that there was toxic waste that was being dumped in Northeastern in the 90s. He got the documents and then he took them to Moi at State House, and Moi almost wanted to
chop him slaps.
Moi almost wanted to beat him up.
The issue I have with that is, okay, rest in peace, but Mo is not here to defend himself.
He's not here to defend
anybody
himself.
Can say anything about that guy, and we'll just take it as gospel.
But I think, like what that got me thinking about is how, like, even good people who are in the system, how difficult it is for them. Not saying that Jirongo was a good person, but any good person who was in the system, unaona report kitu, then the person that you're reporting to is the one who's responsible for that cartel that's performing that crime. He's getting payouts from that cartel. So how do you work this system out? Greasing, when you go to Nyayo House, I don't know that things have changed. Like there's brokers everywhere. From
Nyayo House or Ministry of Lands?
No, Nyayo House.
Nyayo House.
Immigration, boss.
Yeah.
Immigration,
boss. That's
by the way, every floor you go,
yes,
you'll find people who don't work there, but you'll find them there.
But they have a chap.
But they have a Ministry of Lands. Those brokers even have access to boardrooms. They even have access to boardrooms.
Yes.
Unaweza hata ukitaka boardroom in the Ministry of Lands, unaweza kupatiwa na huyo broker. So it's kind of like and we have such a broken, it's a system that's so perfectly broken that the institution is in the broken part.
And that is why there's an aspect of Ruto's that I hope works. Ruto's vision. Digitizing.
Okay.
Because in one aspect, you are cutting and you're nyongaing loopholes. When you have one central collection, one repository where monies go, I think that's a good thing.
Okay.
I know. I think that is a good thing. Because if, let's say, for example, let's look at Kanjo. Parking. So I know, like in Bolti, you can park anywhere. Now they have an app. There's a QR code you can scan, pay,
mobile,
and you bounce.
Yeah.
Without even having to pay, pull out a ticket and put your whatever.
Yes, in the windshield.
You don't even have to do that. They tell you don't even have to do that. You just pay. You're here. Enter your tag, or your number plate. You've parked for 2 hours, whatever it is. Now unaendelea. Easy. Money is collected. Money goes. That's what's up.
Here's a problem.
Yes.
There's nowhere in the world where technology solved the problem of corruption, theft, and dishonesty. Technology will not solve that problem.
It sure won't.
What technology will do, it may just expose the weaknesses in the system, but it's not going to cure, because corruption is performed by people. And these people, they're so advanced. When these new systems are coming, they're always 10 steps ahead. When new technology is coming, they're 10 steps ahead of that. They're already trying to figure out how they will benefit from this new technology that's coming up. So technology is good. I agree with you. Technology is good, but then until we solve the ethical issues that we have, and the problem of dishonesty, theft, corruption, that will not.
Okay,
you know,
so
technology,
so
it's a
technology.
temporary band-aid, but it's not gonna solve this problem.
So let me counter that. Some of us used to work parking.
Mhm.
It was a very good cash economy.
Correct.
Yes.
Very good cash economy.
Oh, yes.
Extremely.
Very.
Mhm.
Tulilipa shule hivyo.
No, I
Yes.
know. I know the parking issue.
Yes. No. So there used to be a place. Jama never called off. Ever. Because a night guaranteed to make about $1,200. About 1,800 or whatever. But the day he called off, the intake was 3 times.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Then they decided to institute the gates, the
yeah.
tolls, whatever. Right? Of course, if you institute technology, there will always be those guys who will try to find a way to beat the system. But in the interim, your collection basket is gonna double or triple until you find a way. Until you find a way to maneuver. So we went to Hyrax Hills in Nakuru over the holidays, and you couldn't pay cash or M-Pesa to the place. So there's a number that had been provided. So you had to log on to eCitizen and pay through eCitizen so that the money can go to because it's collection point. Now, in one aspect, from the outside, from our side, if from the outside looking in, like us who are out here, we know that if that is the case, then that there's an audit that is going on. There's a lot of money being collected. Very soon, landlords are about to pay what, 1.5%?
1.5%.
It started
No,
already.
that's sales.
Yeah,
that's
sales. No.
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 It's 1.5%.
How landlords in Kenya?
No,
Yes.
landlords.
It's
landlords.
1.5% of whatever the rent is.
Whatever the rent is, the
'Cause
government is
landlords
collecting
already
1.5.
No, it's a housing levy.
It's a housing levy.
They were
yeah.
already
They're already paying a
yes.
tax.
But
So
this
this
is now
1.5 is a housing
is a
levy.
housing levy that was snuck in as part of the housing levy that came
Yeah.
in, this affordable housing of Nani.
Yes.
Yes.
And that also
It's
there's
a
some-
1.5%.
And there's also something about number plates or something.
But to go back
Go
to
ahead.
what you were
Sorry.
saying,
Yes.
I think when we look at technology, and I know you guys are tech, and tech guys are sometimes like hammers. All hammers will see every problem as a nail. So here's a problem. When it comes to corruption, the money part to me is the very smallest part of corruption, because the money you can see there was $100 here, but it's not here. So that's the easy part. The bigger part of corruption is things that are intangible. For example, hiring practices. How are you gonna use technology to mitigate from hiring someone who maybe is not necessarily qualified for that position? Hiring practices, just general abuse, wastage, and fraud. So money is a certain part of corruption, but when you look at corruption in the grand scheme, it is way beyond money. So technology,
Agreed.
you can use it to monitor,
Yes.
the
you
money.
can do that. Yes.
But the most effective, what has worked, I'm just going by what has worked in other parts of the world, is just trying to get an honest system. Try to build an honest system from ground up. And when you have honesty starting from the top, it's easier to infect that honesty, for lack of a better word, through the system than what we have right now. Because right now we're in a system where from the top we have dishonest people.